KRMH 234. How many times have you heard that song? It's first time maybe you heard it in Austin could have been on this show, because when that album first came out, the man who does that song and the title cut from his album was on with us. He's back with us today, along with another person you might be interested in. Two guests this morning, Rusty Weir and Wallace Hilleman of the Texas Opry House, the owner of the Texas Opry House. Welcome, both of you.
Good morning.
God, you guys look wide awake out there. Good morning. Morning, is it morning? All right.
Oh, Art, we feel pretty good today, but now that we don't know really what's going on. How are you?
Pretty good. Rusty is an old disc jockey. Nobody knows that much.
I'm not an old disc jockey.
A medium-sized young disc jockey who did the show this summer one day, and we're just remarking what a terrific bit of news reading Rusty Weir does. There are not many folks in the music business that can read news like that.
Can he read? Not many people would read news like
Thank the Lord, not many people can read news like that.
I didn't know he could read.
Wallace, how long have you had the Texas Opry open?
We opened April 12th.
April 12th. Why don't you guys lean that mic down and talk into the middle of it? I'm afraid we're going to get some bad...
Kiss him in a minute.
There we are.
Quit it. Talk in the middle of it, Wallace. That's it.
Well, I just answered this question. We opened April 12th.
He's interviewing you right now.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Moving right along.
There you go.
Wallace was also in a book called The Improbable Rise of Redneck Rock, written by Jan Reed.
I'm the redneck.
You're the redneck, and Weir's the rock, I guess. Anyway,
He's improbable.
you got kind of a diverse background before you came to the Opry, didn't you?
Besides jail.
Oh, yeah, everything from jail.
Oh, now get serious, Wallace. Come on.
Just working with one of my partners named Bronson Evans in the Abbey Inns in Houston, and he had one in Dallas. Worked with him right toward the end of it, and then worked for the Nighthawks in Houston, and bartending, restaurant equipment, layout, kitchen design, things like that. That's about it, really.
Mm-hmm. Where did the idea for the Opry House come about?
Well, we came up here. Matter of fact, we came to Austin about 3 days before Willie's Dripping Springs concert. We had a restaurant over on 6th Street, River City Inn, and we started having small bands up there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, things like that. And we just, it was pretty obvious that something was going on in Austin. Something was happening. You could just feel the vibes. We could.
Mm-hmm.
And we just kind of took a close look at it and decided that there had to be some kind of a market for a place to go that might give a little bit different type atmosphere than some of the other clubs in town offered, and that was essentially how it started.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
We might say at the outset of this interview this morning, the reason why we're doing this is because there's something very special going on this weekend. It's going on for a special reason, and the Texas Opry House has been very good at this station, frankly, and there have been a lot of good people that have come in to the Texas Opry House. People at the Armadillo World Headquarters have been very good at this station. People at Castle Creek have been very good at this station. Most of the clubs have been very good at this station, and I think it's incumbent upon us to try to help out the people at the clubs, because we got to work together to make any kind of good thing that might come out of Austin and surrounding area be better. What's going on this weekend, Wallace?
Well, tonight we've got Bobby Bear and Bill and Bonnie Hearn are going to open the show for him. Excuse me. And tomorrow night will be Rusty and Ray Wiley Hubbard
And the Cowboy Twinkies.
and the Twinkie Binkies.
Oh my God! I shudder to ask who that is.
Well, Ray's been at the Opera House all week, but he's going to also be in the main ballroom Saturday night with Rusty. And then Sunday night is going to be Waylon Jennings. And I'm pretty sure that Willie's going to be there. It's most assured.
Mm-hmm. It's a benefit to help the Opry out. A lot of people that open a club in this part of the country, or this town especially, got real problems starting off because the competition's so strong. People are not just the competition so strong, but it's just hard to keep capital when nobody can afford to pay for groceries. It's hard to keep things going. And the idea behind this weekend, if you haven't heard, if you're listening this morning, and maybe you've never gone to the Texas Opry House but have heard about it, the idea about this weekend, people like Rusty and Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Bill and Bonnie Hearn, those kind of folks are going to be out trying to get you into the Opry to see what it's like and see if we can get some support for the Opry. I know other clubs in this town have had financial problems also, and everybody's just trying to keep their head above water, and that's what we're trying to get at today. Rusty Weir, what have you been doing since the last time we talked?
Last week? Where was I last week, boy? I don't know, Art. I've been playing a bunch of gigs, you know, like small places. Like, we played down at Texas Lutheran College in Seguin, and we played North Texas State in Denton. We've been doing small college gigs, and some club gigs like in Nacogdoches, and we just been all over the state.
That album's selling lots of copies, I hear.
It's doing real well. They had to, that's the strange thing. I'm not with ABC anymore.
You big-time stars change labels a lot, you know that?
It's a shame in America today. I don't know exactly what's going on right now. We're talking to Epic, but ABC all of a sudden decided they had to. They had printed something like 20,000. They go 10,000 a shot. Well, they sold all of those, and they printed 20 more thousand.
Rusty bought them all.
Yeah, no, my mother did. and now they found themselves having to print up some more, you know, which is a good sign. So we get that going real good. They've been out for a long time, and it's just now getting back to where everybody's getting them in.
Well,
what's the back orders?
Did they just decide that they would don't want to make money off of you, or what exactly happened there?
Well, the whole thing with that is I work with a company out of L.A. called Chalice Productions. Now, Chalice Productions has such people as Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods. Billy, don't be a Haywood. You know, that trip. And they have Fresh Start. And I guess Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods is probably the biggest singles. They're single selling. ABC's after singles.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not a singles maker. I want to make albums. I don't care anything about, if they want to take a single off my album and do what they want to with it, that's fine. But I'm an album maker. I'm not a single maker. So when it came down to time, Chalice and ABC got in a row about something or another, and all of a sudden it was the big boys playing, and I was a pawn, you know. So I just went along with it, and now it looks like I'm going to be with Epic. The lawyers are doing their bit right now.
Why is it everybody goes to Epic? You know, Michael went to Epic.
Hey, it might be it's just liable to be a real good thing. You know, like, what I want to do is something like Capricorn Records out of the Southeast, like Wet Willie and Leonard Skinner and Marshall Tucker, and all those people are with one record label. If we could get all the people in this area with one record label, like, for instance, just take Epic as an example. This is a far-flung thing, but this is my idea of how it could work, is just call it Records or something, but it's a subsidiary. It would be a subsidiary of Epic. So, you know, if we can get as many people as we know with Epic Records, Sleep at the Wheels with Epic, Murphy's with Epic, now I'm going to be with Epic, we could pick up a couple more, and we could just form our own label and distribute it through the
That's
Epic
not a bad
Columbia
idea.
people.
Not a bad idea, because they have good distribution, too. We'll be back with Wallace and Rusty as we progress through the Rusty and Wallace as we progress through the hour. It's going to be a hard act to follow, but since Rusty did news, we'll let him do a song now. Stone, Slow, and Rugged. This is Rusty Weir. That's rock and roll, Rusty Weir. Boss Town sound and pretty painted lady. 22. Wallace and Rusty. Wallace from the Texas Opry House, and Rusty from around Man Shack, where the good folks live.
Yes, sir.
And Wallace, what's the club situation like in Austin now? Are people having, because of the economy, everybody having problems, or is it hard to get people to come in, or what?
I don't know. I think everybody, from what I've heard around town, is that Austin, on the club scene anyway, in September and October is real slow, and it starts picking up in November and December. And that's the only thing that I know about it, as far as from what we hear from other club owners. Everybody's a little bit slow.
How do you catch people coming in? Do you check with big management houses and see if they're coming this way and try to book them into here, or what exactly? Like, how would you get blood, sweat, and tears to come into Austin?
Well, I wouldn't again.
Yeah. The first time, Wallace.
Well, you know, naturally, you just don't get somebody that's playing Thursday night in Michigan and tell them you want them down here in Austin on a Friday night. You just talk to, like, some of the bigger booking agencies like CMA and IFA and Paragon and
JOB.
people like that, and they just tell you who's available and who's down in the South and who's in the area, and you just kind of pick out who you're interested in and whatever kind of deal you can work out with them.
Mm-hmm.
Get them down this way.
Yeah, you got a lot of room over there, so you could probably pack in for both dancing and seating. It seemed like it would be available to not just country people, but rock and roll bands like Blood, Sweat, and Tears and other such groups. Got any plans, any offing for that area?
Well, I don't like to be classified. I hate labels of any kind. I don't like for the Opera House to be classified country or quote-unquote progressive or rock and roll or anything. We've had Ike and Tina Turner, and we've had the Eagles, and then we've had Bobby Bear, and then we've had Furlong Husky and Tanya Tucker, and you can see the extremes there. I like to me, the word Opry means music. That's the way I interpret it, and I like to have just a variety of music. Now, naturally, I lean toward people from the Austin area and that type of music, Waylon and Willie and Rusty and Michael and BW, people like that.
Mm-hmm. What was that building before you got it?
It was a convention center that was just closed down. I don't know just what the problem was there with. It was the motel business up on Congress, and then the convention center was down about a block away. Mm-hmm. And it was just sitting there, empty.
Yeah.
And we looked for months and months and months for the right type of building, and that as soon as we walked in the door, we knew that was it as far as the layout goes.
Mm-hmm. You were telling me, or you were telling us a while ago while the record was playing, that the Shelter Records people came in and were talking to you the other day about something. What was that?
Well, it was I forget what concert it was during. It was 3 or 4 days.
Alex Harvey.
Oh, wow, is he running?
No, he just drove in.
Oh, I thought maybe he was jogging up here.
No, he didn't jog up. Him and the coach did come up this door.
Really? No, Shelter.
I'm sorry, you interrupt.
Never do that again.
I'm sorry.
I'll never do that again. Somebody from Shelter, Larry Watkins, had introduced me to him and told me, well, hello, Alex. Had told me something about
Alex, how are you?
Shelter being interested in coming down and doing some videotape.
Why don't you introduce the boys? He just walked in. We got a little party going out in the other room.
All right.
We were just driving down the road. We heard y'all on the radio, and we decided to come on in here.
We wanted to know if you were jogging down here, or did you drive? Oh, Lord. We
I don't mean to interrupt y'all. Go on
Get
ahead.
him chair up here.
Who we got in there, Wallace?
Alex Harvey.
What's Alex Harvey?
Who else?
This is David Dennis and Charlie. Last name don't matter.
You having a hard time thinking this morning, Alex?
Yeah. Who's driving all that?
Oh, on the road.
Yeah.
For those of you who are not that much into who writes what and country trivia, Alex Harvey is a claim to fame for a lot of people. Aside from a good singing voice and a good writing pen, is Delta Dawn, one that Tanya Tucker hit with to some degree. Welcome, Alex. We're talking about the Texas Opera House. And
Yeah,
what are you doing up this time of day?
Huh?
What are you doing up this time of day?
Well, we just driving. We've been driving all night. We come to Nashville. I just finished cutting the album, and I just happen to have a copy of the tape here.
Just happen to have
one
a
in your
copy.
hand here.
We'll just happen to put it on the old tape player in here. It's good to have you here. Well, I'll get back and talk some as we continue on. 17 minutes away from 9 o'clock. If you're just joining, confusing, might as well just finish up the hour here around the old microphone in the other room. Rusty Weir and Alex Harvey. And a young, affluent lawyer driving to work this morning called us on the phone, who is also a city councilman, Jeffrey Friedman, said that it might be nice to get a song about the city of Austin. Alex, you and Rusty don't happen to have a song about the city of Austin, do you, in your repertoire?
Well, I don't really have one, but Rusty might.
Rusty, you got one in your repertoire?
No, but I'll make one up real quick.
All right. Go ahead.
I'll make one quickie.
All right, a quickie. Go ahead.
Well, we're out in the country picking tunes. All right, the tunes, Alex. Some people think we may be goons, but we love Austin. It's so much better than Boston. It's the bestest place I've ever been. You want to sing a verse, Alex?
Lots of good people making music down in Austin.
All right.
Having fun and kicking up their heels.
Heels.
And one good thing about Austin, boys, you can bet your boots it is real.
That is. It's pecking and grinning, all right. I can't grin any louder.
Now there is an original.
Hey.
I hope the city of Austin appreciate that impromptu improvisation by Rusty Weir and Alex Harvey. Alex, you said you just got through cutting an album driving in this morning, and we got a tape of it in here. First cut of which I got queued up called Catfish Baits. What's it going to be on? What label is that going to be on?
That's going to be on Delta Dawn label.
Oh, you got a new label then?
Yeah. Delta Dawn label will be distributed by Jesse Maxwell's company down in Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You wrote Catfish Baits, I guess?
Yeah.
Let's take a listen to it. This is Alex Harvey.